Alright, so Sector 4 came out a few hours ago, and I don't think the Meli believers are gonna be happy. I did clear it in 118 with Meli. It was with like a speedrun kind of team. In this video, I try to showcase a non-Daisy team and a team with sustainability and healing. Now this first team is the classic setup, just generate a bunch of orbs, kill them as quick as possible. This team is only really going to work for people that are super in-game and are very comfortable with the team. So one thing you do want to note, this guy has like 200 stacks of defense, and the only way to shred them is by hitting him with a solo ultimate attack. And people like Daisy and Hauser Tornado shred this stack pretty fast. Yeah, obviously Daisy here is just the MVP of the fight. That's really unfortunate for a lot of people, but I'll showcase some teams without her. Alright, so we're gonna buff up, walk through the wall, generate as much magic as possible, and then solo ult him. We're also gonna apply first strike here on Daisy. Alright, so we get 6 orbs from that. He's gonna jump twice, we're gonna solo ult him here. Then we're gonna try to generate another 6 orbs. And then we're gonna do an ult here with Manny, because Daisy is currently occupied, and we'll do some damage. Okay. I always try to do 4 E's, so that way my cooldown is always up. And get that stun whenever you can. We're gonna do another solo ult here. Try to get as many of his defense stacks down as possible. Focus on dodging, we're gonna ult here. He's gonna jump. His animation for jumping is pretty obvious, so just keep looking out for it. 3. Got the stun. Put some more debuffs on him. All of his defense stacks are already gone because Daisy just does this incredibly quick. Back into a combo ult, we need to wait for our ability to come back. Pop a potion for fun. We're in the fire, not good. Wait 10 seconds. Alright, we'll do it now. Dodge that. Q, E, dead. If you have any random potions laying around, I highly recommend using them to deal with the tick damage you're taking constantly from the fire. If you're having survivability problems, you can swap out one of these units for Gila's Sword and Shield. Her shield gives you a massive amount of extra HP. Alright, now a team like this is what I'd highly recommend for most players. We have this SR shield that gives you extra barrier efficiency. Feel free to max this out or keep it level 1. Either way, it helps a lot. So there are 2 things you can do with your support unit's accessories. You can either go for max HP, which would be 2 set Cursed Pulse, that gives you 10% more, and this subline gives you more HP. Or you can just do the typical magic generation, which I will probably be doing in this video. So these 2 specific accessories give you magic generation on the earrings and on the ring. Now make sure your Meliodas is not on these Dark Chaos earrings. This will significantly hurt you for this fight. Like always, we're using this 3-set Hymn of Regeneration. This essentially just gives you 2 orbs instantly and some magic charging efficiency. If you haven't made it by now, you pretty much need it, unless you're only using bursters. And I just prefer not to involve myself with the burster loop. Alright, so this is the full team. Meli on Longsword, of course. Gila on this SR Sword and Shield that gives her barrier efficiency. Annie on Staff. Hauser on Lance to shred the defense stacks of the dragon. One important thing to mention is make sure you do not have this ring on Hauser. So this team rotation is going to work very similar to the last team. We're going to start with our first strike unit, generate as much magic as possible, and then solo ult the dragon about 3 times with Hauser's Tornado. Alright, so let's get to it. Alright, so after 3 of those, the defense stacks he has are completely removed. And now we can proceed with the fight like usual. Try to get those stuns off whenever possible. Like that. Alright, we're gonna do our damage in bursts of 4, so only ever do 4 on Meli, so we get our cooldown back. 4 E's. Alright, we're gonna build up more magic. Dodge that. Get our shield on Gila, go into damage. Don't get greedy with it. Put our aura down. We failed our combo ult because we did it too quick. That's alright. Build up more magic. Got the stun. Wait a bit. Combo ult works this time. And this should be the kill. Now, like always, this is a Meliodas guide. You're going to want him at least P5 or P6. For any new player, Meliodas' banner is always there for 30 days. There are 2 permanent copies of him in the shop right here. I've already bought them, so they're not on my screen, but there are 2 account-based Meliodas copies here with no timer on them. So even if you only ever pulled 1 Meliodas, you can buy those 2 copies if you really wanted to. I know they're expensive, but like, it's something you could do. Yeah, that's about it. Once you learn the dragon stack mechanic and what you need to do to reduce his defense stacks, the fight is actually pretty manageable. I thought Meliodas was doomed at the start because he was doing basically no damage, but once I started focusing on removing those stacks, it became very easy. I probably won't have anything to make a video on until the next update, so this will probably be the last you see of me for about a week maybe. But yeah, thanks for watching. I'm trying to get to 1,000 subs, and appreciate it.